Hi, it's a real pleasure to be with you here today. I'm Leslie Strachan. I'm an award-winning trainer, coach, and author. I'm also a Jack Canfield trainer in the Success Principles, and we're going to look at one of those today. The Success Principles we're going to look at is following the rules of five things you should do every day to get closer to your goals. Now, if you don't have a copy of Jack Canfield's book called The Success Principles, it's available on Amazon, and I suggest you get one because I've been using it for the last 12, 13 years. And during this time, I've discovered my own passion and purpose, which makes me super happy, and learned a lot of techniques along the way with how to deal with difficult situations. So let's have a look. The rule of five is concerned with Success Principles 22 and 24. So if you've got the book, look those up today. And I'm going to ask you the question, do you give up on your goals? And this is because persistence is probably the single common quality of high achievers. They just simply refuse to give up. And all you need to do is look at professional sports people to understand that. The longer you hang in there, the greater the chance is that something will happen which will be positive in your favor. No matter how hard it seems, the longer you persist, the better the chances of success. Most people do give up on their goals, and I'm no exception. This year, I wanted to weigh less than 10 stone. Then my brother died in August. My mother died in June, and all sorts of stuff happened in between, which have facilitated me falling off of my horse. And it's just now, about a year later, that I started to get back on the horse and do things for myself. No one's going to tell you it's going to be easy. What I am going to say to you, that if you persist, it's going to be worth it. And sometimes you have to persist in the face of obstacles, whether they're seen or unseen. And sometimes, like with my brother and my mother, no amount of planning or forethought would ever have predicted what was going to happen. Sometimes you'll encounter stuff which seems like overwhelming odds. And sometimes the universe will test your commitment to the goal that you're pursuing. The going might be hard, but what you need to do is to refuse to give up. You need to learn new lessons, new behaviors, new ways of doing things, and to develop that part of you which wants to make difficult decisions. Here's a guy called B.C. Forbes, who was the founder of Forbes magazine, which you might be familiar with. And he said that history has demonstrated that the most notable winners usually encounter heartbreaking obstacles before they triumph. They win because they refuse to become discouraged by their defeats. So I want you to hang on to that saying, because I think it's well worth saying that just because you have loads of stuff going on in your life doesn't mean to say that you have to give in to it. But of course, that's your choice, you can. So how do you deal with obstacles in your life? Have a little think about it. So for every failure, there's an alternative course of action. If you remember many moons of videos ago, we had a little saying which says E plus R equals O. So the events in your life equals how you respond to them, which equals the outcome that you get. So if you use that formula and try and rejig the formula to have more positive behaviors, you'll find things change really, really quickly. So let's imagine looking at this picture now that you hit a brick wall and there's just a sliver of light with you standing there. When you come to a roadblock like this, what are you going to do? You're going to take a detour. So you could go sideways and try and slip through the gap. That's one decision. You could find the ends of the wall and go round it. You might be able to dig underneath it. You might be able to go over the top of it. So just stop the video for a minute and think, what's going on in my life? And how do I deal with obstacles? Just think of one. You might have several. And I want you to provide me with 3 different strategies for getting around, under, over, through that obstacle. I want you to be solutions driven and not look at that gap and think, I can't do that, because you can't. You just need to find the gap. So just stop the video for a moment and come back when you've done it, and then perhaps drop me an email and let me know how you're getting on. I'd love to hear from you. So in order to work around these obstacles and be solution driven, we have to practice the rule of 5. So what 5 things could you stop doing? What 5 things could you start doing in order to get yourself moving again and get back on the horse and get riding again? So here's just a few examples of the things that I've been doing with some of my clients lately. How about you network with 5 other people on social media? Why not? Any platform. Read 5 pages of a personal development book. Spend more time with 5 positive people around you. Spend less time with 5 people who depress you. Leave work 5 times a week rather, on time. Have lunch 5 times a week. Go for a short walk around the block 5 times a week. I know there's 7 days in the week, but I don't want to overload you with having to do stuff. So what could you do to practice the rule of 5? So this mini workshop will be delved into a lot more in some of my courses. I just wanted to give you some inspiration and some motivation today. So what you could do is book an exploratory call with me. There's my Calendly link. Or you could go straight to signing up for my life coaching course, where there's tons of videos, tons of resources, lots of hacks to do some work in, and you get me as your personal life coach. How cool is that? So moving forward, if you want to contact me for any reason whatsoever, here are my contact details, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.